Onshape users have been using Onshape Simulation for its live, active simulation capabilities. Simply change configurations, named positions, or variables, and simulation results update live in front of you. Really good for iterative design guidance. However, when it comes time to investigate design milestones or to conduct long running analysis, a distinctly different approach is desired. Enter asynchronous simulation. Onshape asynchronous simulation allows a user to conduct simulations independent of their active modeling session and to store these simulation results in perpetuity. Here, I right click a previous version of a result and I can load the results, which have been stored and are always available for display for design review purposes. Notice that we are in V9 of the document. If I right click any other document simulations in V9, I can simply right click and show the results immediately, as those results are stored, like I said, in perpetuity. Another way of doing this is to go direct to the version in the version tree and find the simulation that you want to show the results for as well. So here we are in version 11, and I'm looking now at the axial FZ simulation for the linear static at this name position. However, let's say we want to try another position that hasn't had a simulation run on it before. While we're at it, simply go back to the results and history panel, and you'll notice a button here, Run Active Simulation. This will actually generate another simulation, add it to the results in history panel for you to queue up and run. You could even run more than one simulation at a time with this strategy. This provides an unmatched ability for understanding all the results for all possible scenarios of positions, configurations, and versions within your Onshape assembly environment.
When creating derived geometry in Onshape, there's a checkbox to include the properties from the original derived source. This includes all properties such as the part number and manufacturing process. In the past, this setting was always enabled when creating a derived feature. New for this release of Onshape, this setting is now sticky, meaning if you disable the setting, not only will none of the properties associated with the derived feature be included, the setting will also continue to remain unchecked until you re-enable it in the future. This is particularly useful to avoid accidentally reusing part numbers or copying the incorrect values from a property, such as the manufacturing process. While creating views of parts and assemblies in the past, your templates define the automatic insert of many annotations for both types of components, such as their center marks and center lines. New for this update of Onshape, the settings for center marks, center lines, threads, bend lines, and bend notes are now exclusive to parts where it makes more sense to automatically import them, while these annotations can clutter assembly views. This enables you to take better advantage of these settings where it's most useful to leave them enabled, while also getting out of the way when you're creating clean assembly drawings.
Several improvements have been made to Render Studio Advanced. First, with environment lighting, we have the ability to see a camera gaze indicator, which will really aid in the placement of lighting objects from this 2D projection onto the 3D graphics. Really helps to understand the relationship. Also, for physical lights, we have the ability to duplicate those objects, making it very easy to slide over and change in light. Also, for volume entities as well, this is a capability.
If you recall, just 2 releases ago we updated the CAM UI in several places to align more closely with the broader Onshape UI. At that time, dialogues for creating jobs, creating setups, and creating work planes were updated. And now you can add machine creation to that list. CAM creation and editing in Onshape now looks and feels even more familiar.
Now, Onshape natively supports the export of GLB file format, useful for augmented reality, extended reality, and other web apps. Here, I can set the resolution and indeed set the compression factor, which is very important to keep these items small when you're creating these apps, especially if they're hosted on the web. Here, I've exported the GLB format, and I went ahead and created a sample app that would import this GLB file, and I told it to create safety markers in appropriate places and to view this thing in augmented reality. This is just a sample app to show what you can do with an exported GLB file. Onshape enterprises, including education and government, now receive updates to how the user list is presented. You can now sort on any of the fields in the enterprise user settings, as well as filter on whether a user is an admin or a member. You can also filter on cohorts of groups added to the system based on date ranges, just like this. You can sort in between or before or after. Plus, you can just clear the filters here at the end.